Hi everyone, my name is Arthur Aguirre and I am your instructor for MLS 5362 Leadership, Sports, and Community Engagement. This is one of my favorite courses in the program to teach, and I'm excited to be here with you all. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go over some of the basic aspects of the course and some of the assignments. So here's all my information. And I put my email out here because I prefer getting all of my interaction with you all through email, not using the messenger function through Blackboard. So if you have any questions, you need to reach me. Please use my UTEP email address. All my office hours and my office location can be found on the syllabus. And then for my office hours, in addition to being in my office, I also sign on to Zoom for anybody that doesn't have the time to get on campus, or for anyone who happens to be, because it's an online course. I know some folks don't actually live in El Paso. So I have a link on Blackboard that you can use for my online office hours, which are the same as my in-office office hours. And you can just log in. Just know that sometimes I do step away from my office to go talk to someone, may go to the bathroom, whatever it might be. So you might need to be patient when you're trying to log in before I let you into the room. Let's go over the syllabus a little bit. So this is a sports leadership course. So we'll be talking about some of the basic foundations of sports or of leadership and going over that. But we'll go over a wide variety of aspects of how leadership manifests within sports and some of the more successful strategies and approaches in terms of when you're dealing with other people and how to be successful in the world of sports. This is a book that you'll be needing, Sport Leadership in the 21st Century. Aside from that, everything else will be on Blackboard. So as long as you have an internet connection, your UTEP email, and Blackboard and that textbook, you're good to go for the course. Any additional articles will be posted for you all and available to you all on Blackboard. In terms of some other things I'd like to go over, in terms of participation, just make sure that you're engaging in class. I'm going to go over what the assignments are up next. For ADA accessibility, if you need any help with the course, make sure you respond to CAS and whatever adaptations we need to make to the course. I'm more than happy to do that, but you need to make sure you reach out to them first, and then they can contact me. And online etiquette, just like with any class, I just need to make sure that you are being respectful of everyone in the course, myself included. So if you're ever in a point where you're arguing a sensitive issue, just make sure you're talking about the issue and not, being rude or disrespectful or attacking someone's identity. Focus on the issues at hand. I haven't had any issues thus far, so I don't anticipate having any issues now. In terms of some of my other policies and things I just want to cover, I prefer not to accept any late assignments, but I do know that we all have different lives outside of class, so I try to be as understanding as possible as long as you're in contact with me. Grade appeals, if you get a grade from me and you don't really understand why you didn't get the grade you expected, you need to wait 24 hours before you come talk to me, and then you need to talk to me within a week so we can get everything squared away, especially with how quick these courses go. In terms of ethics and academic dishonesty, I try to make myself available to you all as often as I can. If my office hours do not work for you, just shoot me an email and we can figure out another time for us to meet. I am more than happy to, and if Zoom doesn't work for you, we can figure out Skype or Google Hangouts or Teams, whatever it might be. But don't let my office hours get in the way if you need to reach out and talk to me about something. That being said, because I try to make myself as available to you as I can, I don't ever want you to feel like you're in a position where you need to cheat or plagiarize to get through this course. I am here to help you succeed. And so any questions you might have along the way, I'm here for you. That being said, I can't know that you're struggling if you don't communicate that with me. So I really need to make sure that anytime you have a question about something, that's the other thing. I usually will sometimes have students who will email me or get on Zoom and say, I'm really sorry I have this question. That's what I'm here for. So please do not hesitate to reach out if you have any questions, or if you feel like you're struggling, you're not getting something, just let me know. I'm also happy to, I know we're going to talk about assignments up here in a minute, but I've had some students who reach out like, hey, I have an early outline for this assignment. Can I send it to you? Or I have a question about this assignment. Can I send you a question, or can I send you pieces of my assignment? I would much prefer that than for you waiting until the very last minute and realizing you're struggling through the course and there's not a lot of time to fix that. So please just make sure you are communicating with me so I can help you the best that I can. And in terms of my expectations for work, it's a graduate program. So I'm expecting you to put the necessary effort on all your assignments to get the readings done. And that's all I can really expect from you. You know, this isn't a class where we have tests or quizzes or anything like that. I try to keep it as streamlined as possible. So as long as you are putting in the necessary effort and I can see that you're doing the readings and you're interacting with your classmates, then you're going to be good to go. That said, let's get into what these assignments are. Like I said, I try to keep this as simple as possible. You have your Blackboard discussions where you have your original post as well as your responses. It's 50 points per week. So you get 25 points for your original post and then 25 points for your responses to your classmates. The other thing is you can either respond to two classmates, or you can either respond to a number of classmates, or if you're having a really good discussion with one classmate and you all respond to each other multiple times, that can also count as well. But I just need to make sure you're putting in the necessary effort, given that these discussions are meant to kind of work in lieu of the class time that we normally would have. The next thing we have is our mid-semester assignment, which is obviously due in the middle of our semester. And then we have the final paper. So let's talk about what these major assignments are. So for this mid-semester assignment, I wanted to give you all some options. I like accounting for different learning styles. So the first option is you can do a leadership interview. You can do this either, my suggestion is doing this via Zoom. Even if you have a free account, you can record your meeting, and I think it's up to like 40 minutes. And then you can just take that video, upload it to YouTube or whatever other video hosting platform, and then put that link on Blackboard. Additionally, I've had some folks who do an audio interview, and you can do the same thing. Just upload it to somewhere, to some sort of site, OneDrive, whatever it might be, and provide the link in Blackboard. I do need to know what the interview questions are, and we probably need to have a conversation of who you intend on interviewing. And again, I need to see what the questions are going to be so I know that you're prepared for that interview. The second option you have is a leadership demonstration. This is very similar to if we were having this class in person. If you decided that there was one course or one class period or one class session where you were going to cover all the readings for that week. So you essentially can put together, some folks do a PowerPoint presentation, some folks just kind of set up their phone and they record themselves talking about some of the main points and what they liked and what they didn't like. I've even had some folks who kind of give like a brief overview of one of the readings or a couple of the readings, and then they get their family or their friends involved in like an activity. That it is completely and totally up to you on how you want to do this. And don't worry if you're not good at video editing. If, like I said, there are some folks who just set up their phone in front of them and kind of just speak and go over some of the main points. I have seen some folks who do a little bit more intensive video editing. It's totally up to you how you want to handle that leadership demonstration. The third option for those folks who just enjoy writing, kind of just get to it and write a paper, you can write a sports leadership profile on a prominent leader in sports. It needs to be 4 to 5 pages long. All the specifics are in the syllabus, and I'll also provide additional videos on Blackboard about these assignments. And then we have an option for create your own. So if there is something you're really excited to do or to try out, and you want to create your own assignment, by all means, like just have a conversation with me. We should try to figure out within the first couple weeks of class. But if you have an idea, talk to me about it, and we can see if we can kind of tailor it to where it would make sense for kind of the requirements of the assignment. And lastly, we have the final paper. So this is 10 to 12 pages. You need to have 5 to 8 sources. 4 of them must have to be academic journal articles, and I have in the resources folder on Blackboard, I have a video on how to access the databases through the UTEP website so you can get some of these academic articles. 2 of them must be articles that were not part of our reading list. It has to be properly formatted in MLA or APA format, and here is kind of how I break it down for everyone for it to make sense a little bit. So the first part of your paper, I want you to talk about a theory or strategy or a concept from the book. Any part of the book that you'd like, or if there were some readings that really stuck out to you, but something from our syllabus that really stuck out to you. From there, I want you to choose a leader or a team or an organization where you're going to use them kind of like as an example of explaining that leadership strategy or concept. So then the third part is the application of it. So first part of your paper, the first probably like 2 to 3 pages is going to be just about that theory, strategy, or concept. The next 2 to 3 pages are just going to be about that leadership, that leader, that team, or that organization. And finally, the last 3 to 4 pages are going to be you applying the concepts from the theory or the strategy to that team or that leader or that organization, right? Pulling different examples of how they either exemplify that thing or how they could have been improved. Their style could have been improved by adapting to this thing, whatever it might be. But that's the way I want you to format it. given that this semester goes by so quickly in just 8 weeks, it's hard to figure out a way to do a full academic paper that's 20 to 25 pages. So I think, at least from my experience in the courses that I've taught, using this type of outline works really, really well. So if you have any questions about the final paper, if you have any questions about any of the other assignments or anything about the course, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. Like I said, I'm really excited for the semester. I'm excited for this course, and I'm here for whatever you need.